Hey there, Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio. Today we'll be doing an envelope liner with embossing. We're going to start with a ready-made envelope, and it is 7 3/4 all the way to the flap by 7 1/4 inches wide. Okay, and then we are going to use a paper liner just out of regular paper, not cardstock, because we need it to be able to not have so much heft in the envelope. And that liner is 7 inches wide by 7 1/4 inches tall, allowing for a 1/2 inch for the gum line. I'm going to just gently fold it over and give it a press right on the existing flap line, making sure that it fits perfectly. I'm going to give a light pencil mark right here on the inside of that inner line, so I know, because I want to emboss this paper, but I only need to emboss to that line because anything below that's not going to show. So I'm going to use the Darice Retro Circle embossing folder, and as you can see, it's not quite long enough for the width of that paper, but that's okay. So I'm going to line that up in my embossing folder, and I'll use my Sizzix Texture Boutique, and you can see that I have to fold that flap underneath, but that doesn't matter because that's going to be down on the inside of our envelope, so that will never show. But in order to get it through our embossing folder, I'm going to fold that under, and then I only put it up to where the folder ends because I don't want a crease line on my flap when I try to match up the other side of the embossing folder for that remainder that needs to be embossed. So there I line up my folder back to where it left off, and I'm going to put my shims on here, but only up to the area that needs to be embossed because I don't want to flatten out the embossing that I've already completed. So I think I'll run this back through just to emboss that little part that we need to get done. And when we remove it, we have both ends embossed without a line. Okay, so there's our paper liner. Bring my envelope back over. Put it down in there. We had already folded it previously for where the front flap folds over. Okay. Now I need to just line it back up. And I still need to cut those edges. So I'll remove my liner. Carefully fold it in half without creasing anything. I just kind of hold it with my fingers, line up those corners, make sure that's perfectly aligned, and then I look at the slant to my envelope top, and I'm just going to snip off very little at that same angle. Put my liner back in. Perfect. And it's ready to adhere the flap. So I take a little bit of recycled paper here, use my adhesive. I only need to adhere that top piece because I want the bottom to move as you open and close the flap. It needs to be able to move. So there you go, another easy peasy envelope liner. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos. Until next time, happy crafting!